Overall, I'm feeling really good, actually. Today is a little bit one of those days. I've had 2 days of riding this week, and this is the third day, and it's a constant roller coaster up and down. So today's a little bit of a downer. I've had 2 upper days, though. So this is just something that comes with the injury and coming back to the sport, really.
So just soreness from riding 3 days this week?
And honestly, it's not even that I have soreness in my wrist or elbow. It's more so that I have a baby hand going right now. You know, I have no calluses on my hand, and I have a way different grip because my wrist doesn't really bend. So my arm is constantly straight. So every time, it's almost like my skin is like slightly folding up, and it gets super raw. I don't get blisters, but underneath a little bit of calluses that I have, it just gets super painful and raw. So this is currently what I'm struggling with right now. But all in all, you got to take the bad with the good with the bad, however you want to say it. And I'm glad that I'm even out here riding in general.
Right on. So how many days are you typically getting in right now per week?
Well, this is the first time in a long time that I'm getting in 3 days of riding this week. Before, I got kind of screwed over a little bit with the hurricane that we had in Florida. So I had a week of not riding at all, which I can't really deal with right now at all because I need seat time, bottom line. And there were just little bits and pieces here and there that I couldn't really ride, so it was twice a week. Then I had surgery not too long ago. It took a little bit to get going from that. So it's definitely not been easy, but I'm sitting on the bike. That's really all that matters.
Yeah, and I saw you were riding when you still had stitches in your hand. Is that right? So you're ready to go.
Yeah, I was. So when you get the metal out, the doctor pretty much said that I can do whatever I want to pretty much the day after, which there was no way possible because I was again in massive pain, and they actually, you know, it's quite a big procedure again. So I mean, I couldn't really do anything for quite a while. It was at least 2 weeks, but overall, I had stitches in there. That wasn't really a big deal. He said as long as I cover it up really good and keep it clean, I can do whatever I want.
Right on. And how is the grip strength in your hand?
My grip strength is fine. I don't think for riding dirt bikes, you don't really need a whole lot of grip strength, to be honest. So that feels completely normal. I don't have full range of motion on my elbow, but that doesn't really bother me either. The biggest problem that I'm struggling with at the moment is mainly the wrist, just because it is very stiff and I don't have a whole lot of mobility in it. But it's something I'm adjusting to right now.
Yeah, so it's just kind of a range of motion thing.
Yeah, the extension. Pretty much when I stand, you know, when I'm standing, instead of, you know, having the wrist bent like this, I can't do that on my left, so it's constantly straight. That is a little bit weird, but I gotta take what I get and just deal with it, adjust to it, whatever I have to do.
Yeah. So how is the adjusting to that? Is it just kind of getting used to it?
Yeah. I mean, it's just like I said. I need time on the bike to get better and better. I actually feel pretty good. I've done a couple of days of testing this week with the team that went very well, and overall, you know, in the end, I know it seems like I've been riding for a while now, but I haven't really put that many hours on the bike, and the first bit of riding that I did when I started, you couldn't even really call it riding. It was, you know, bits and pieces here and there just because I was so sore.
Yeah, and when do you plan on hopping on a Supercross track?
Hopping on Supercross track will probably be around mid-October. That's what we're planning on right now. I probably could right now, but I need more finesse, and it's hard for me a little bit to judge some of the jumps. So that's just something, you know, after being off for, you know, 6, 7, 8 months, whatever it was, that's the only thing that I have to get used to a little bit.
Yeah, because I think you said before this injury, you've never been off the bike more than 6 weeks before, right?
Yeah, 6 to 8 weeks or so. So this was definitely one of the bigger breaks that I've had in my life, that's for sure.
Yeah, and overall, how are you feeling with everything?
With what?
How are you feeling overall? Like, are you happy with where you're at right now?
Yeah. I'm super happy. So I'm a perfectionist, and I want to be right now where I left off, which obviously is really hard. So when I have a day like today, I get a little down on myself, mainly because I expect myself to be better, but at the same time, nobody would ever thought that I'd be back by now. So again, I got to be glad that I'm able to do what I'm doing right now. And this is just something I have to remind myself every once in a while.
Yeah, and I mean, this might be hard to gauge, but how would you say, like, percentage-wise you are to where you were before?
I'm far away from being 100%, as in being strong, having my speed, being consistent. So that's something that I'm just working on. So percentage-wise, it's really hard to say, but I just, you know, every day I kind of don't know what to expect when I go to the track, if that makes sense. No, I'm still dealing with soreness here and there, and the shoulder is hurting because my arm was hanging dead for months and months at a time. So there's a lot of muscles that are not there that stabilize certain things. So every day is a new adventure.
Yeah, you maybe feel like your shoulder's a little overcompensating for the other muscle?
Exactly. Some muscles on the back part of my shoulder, they're not really firing, so I overuse other ones. And honestly, the actual injury that I had, that's not even giving me the biggest problem right now.
Right on. So what would you say the biggest problem is?
Just my shoulder, hands, no calluses.
Yeah.
Wrist is sore, yeah, but the elbow doesn't bother me at all.
Cool. So still on track for A1?
Yes, on track for A1 for sure.
Cool.
We have some time, but I have absolutely no time to waste, so I got to make it count every time I go to the track.
Cool. Well, looking forward to seeing you there, Kenny.
Cool.